I know exactly what you've been told for most of your life. You've probably heard the same words over and over again. People told you that you were too sensitive, that you needed to stop overreacting, that you should toughen up and learn not to take everything so personally. Maybe you've even apologized countless times for crying too easily, feeling too deeply, or caring more than everyone else seemed to. After hearing those messages for years, it's easy to start believing that something inside you must be broken. But what if everything you've been told is based on a misunderstanding? What if your sensitivity isn't a flaw at all? What if it's actually one of the most extraordinary abilities a human brain can possess? Psychology and neuroscience suggest exactly that. There is nothing defective about you. You are not weak, fragile, or incapable. Instead, you belong to a group of people psychologists describe as highly sensitive persons. Personally, I prefer a different name because it better captures what is really happening inside your mind. I like to call people like you supersensors. Imagine two cameras recording the exact same scene. One captures an ordinary image with average detail, while the other records every tiny color, every shadow, every texture, every movement in stunning 8K resolution. Both cameras are working correctly, but one simply gathers far more information than the other. That is exactly how your brain experiences the world. While most people process only the information they absolutely need, your nervous system notices details that others completely overlook. You don't simply observe life. You absorb it. And science now shows that this difference isn't just a personality trait or emotional habit. It's rooted in biology. Brain imaging studies have repeatedly demonstrated that highly sensitive individuals process information more deeply than the majority of people. Roughly 20% of the population possesses this trait, meaning most of the world experiences reality very differently from you. Think of the human brain as a sophisticated information processing machine. Every second, millions of pieces of sensory information compete for your attention. Sounds, lights, facial expressions, body language, smells, temperature, movement, and countless other signals constantly surround us. Since processing every single detail would require enormous amounts of energy, the average brain filters out most of this information before conscious awareness ever notices it. It's an incredibly efficient system designed to help people focus only on what appears immediately important. But your brain works differently. Instead of filtering out the majority of incoming information, it allows much more to enter conscious awareness. Neuroscientists sometimes describe this as lower latent inhibition, meaning your brain doesn't dismiss background information as easily as others do. While someone else barely notices the humming sound of an air conditioner or the subtle tension between two coworkers across the room, your brain quietly records both at the same time. You notice the change in someone's voice, the expression they tried to hide, the uncomfortable silence after a conversation, the tiny shift in atmosphere when someone enters a room. This constant awareness can become exhausting because your brain is continuously analyzing far more information than most people realize even exists. Yet the very same mechanism that overwhelms you also gives you remarkable strengths. Because you collect more information, you often recognize patterns earlier, solve problems more creatively, and detect emotional changes long before others become aware of them. Many artists, therapists, scientists, musicians, writers, and innovators possess this exact neurological style because seeing what others miss allows them to create what others cannot imagine. Another remarkable feature of your brain involves mirror neurons. These specialized brain cells help humans understand one another by internally simulating another person's emotional state. When someone smiles, parts of your brain mirror that smile. When someone suffers, your brain recreates a small version of their emotional experience inside your own nervous system. Everyone possesses mirror neurons, but research suggests that highly sensitive individuals often display much stronger activation in these systems. That means when a friend is grieving, you don't simply recognize that they're hurting. You actually begin feeling echoes of that sadness yourself. When someone is anxious, you may suddenly feel restless without even realizing why. It's almost as though your emotional boundaries become temporarily blurred, allowing other people's experiences to enter your own emotional world. This is why crowded environments, family conflicts, or emotionally intense situations can leave you completely drained. You're not imagining your exhaustion. Your nervous system has literally been working overtime, carrying emotional information that never originally belonged to you. In many ways, you function like an emotional sponge, quietly absorbing feelings from the environment around you without even trying. That sensitivity often makes you believe something is wrong because other people appear unaffected by situations that leave you emotionally exhausted. But neuroscience suggests something very different. Your brain is not malfunctioning. It is simply processing a much richer amount of emotional information than most people ever notice. There is another quality that often causes highly sensitive people to doubt themselves, and that is the way they think before acting. Have you ever found yourself pausing before answering a question while everyone else responds immediately? Have you ever replayed conversations in your mind, wondering whether there was a better way to express yourself? Perhaps you've criticized yourself for overthinking simple decisions or assumed that your hesitation meant you lacked confidence. But psychology paints a very different picture. Researchers describe this tendency as deep processing. Instead of reacting to information at the surface level, your brain naturally searches for hidden meaning, connects present experiences with past memories, predicts future outcomes, and evaluates multiple possibilities before reaching a conclusion. While others may respond quickly, your mind quietly runs a complex internal simulation, weighing consequences that most people never even consider. From the outside, this may look like hesitation, but beneath the surface your brain is performing an extraordinary amount of computation. You are not slow because you lack intelligence. You are careful because your mind values accuracy over speed. That ability becomes especially valuable when solving difficult problems, understanding complicated emotions, or making important life decisions. Throughout history, societies have always benefited from people who could see beyond the obvious. This raises an important question. If sensitivity creates stress, emotional exhaustion, and overstimulation, why hasn't evolution removed it from the human species? Evolution doesn't preserve traits that serve no purpose. Over thousands of generations, characteristics that reduce survival usually disappear. Yet sensitivity remains remarkably common across cultures. The reason is simple. Every successful human community needed different kinds of minds. Some individuals were fearless hunters willing to chase danger without hesitation. Others became protectors and warriors capable of making rapid decisions under pressure. But a tribe made entirely of fearless risk-takers would have been incredibly vulnerable. Someone had to notice subtle dangers before they became obvious. Someone had to recognize changing weather, detect dishonesty, sense conflict between neighboring groups, observe small environmental changes, and think carefully before everyone rushed into action. Highly sensitive individuals often filled that role. They became the observers, advisors, planners, healers, caregivers, storytellers, and problem solvers whose careful awareness helped entire communities survive. What modern society sometimes labels as oversensitivity may actually be an ancient survival system designed to protect the group. Your nervous system functions like an early warning radar, constantly collecting information that allows you to anticipate problems before they fully appear. Unfortunately, today's world rarely rewards that kind of biology. Modern life is louder, faster, and more overwhelming than anything our ancestors experienced. Notifications arrive every few minutes, traffic never stops, social media constantly competes for attention. Workplaces demand non-stop productivity, and countless emotional signals surround us every single day.